it's not because of something they did. Rather, it's the result of a school counselor's mistake. That counselor failed to enroll them in a required class. The students were told they will get their diplomas after they complete a series of assignments, but they'll still miss graduation.
My son has one opportunity to walk across the high school stage with his friends.
But it's still not going to take away the pain and hurt that I'm feeling right now.
The school department defends the decision to keep them from graduating, and they also say it will pay for summer school.
Well, parents, listen up. There are new rules about car seats in Virginia. Governor Northam signing a new bill just today, changing state law to require your child stay in a rear-facing seat until they are 2 years old, or at the minimum, wait for a front-facing seat. Now, children then must stay in some sort of safety seat until they are 8. The new law will go into effect on July 1st of next year.
Well, it turns out things like plastic forks and knives, straws, and even stir sticks could soon be a thing of the past overseas. Europe is considering a ban on 10 single-use plastic items. Right now, those items make up 70% of all litter in European waters and on beaches. The new rules would also put the cost of cleanup all of that litter on the companies that actually make the plastic items.
Well, this just in tonight, a petition to stop a video game that simulates a school shooting seems to have worked. 161,000 people signed the chance.org petition against that game called Active Shooter. Tonight, the online platform where that game was set to be released says it won't allow it on its site. The game would either have allowed players to play as a SWAT team member stopping the school shooting or be the actual shooter.
Right now, officials in Hawaii are going door to door telling residents to get away from a fast-moving lava flow. The lava has destroyed more than 50 homes since the Kilauea volcano began erupting nearly a month ago. Tourist bookings have dropped by 50%, even though the lava covers just 1% of Hawaii's Big Island.
Some unusual visitors at a Long Island railroad station. Police and wildlife officials called in after dozens of pet rabbits were found at that station. Pet rabbits. Volunteers worked all day yesterday to capture all 27 bunnies and then hand them off to the local SPCA. Animal experts say that the rabbits were obviously domestic and they wouldn't have survived in the wild. They're now offering a reward to find out who left those bunnies at the station.
Oh, they're so cute.
They are cute.
And why the train station?
I know.
Good question.
Put them in
They
a
can
carrot
hop a
patch. I mean, what are you
ride,
doing?
That's right. That's right.
All right, let's talk about the timing of this rain.
So tomorrow morning we may see a few showers, but really the next couple of days it's off and on throughout the day. It's not just in the afternoon, not just at night, but at the same time it's not going to be raining all day long either. I think you'll have plenty of time that's dry. But check this out. So it was in the 80s today. If you went over along the shore, many spots look like this. This is the time lapse from 5 this afternoon through 9. I mean, it's foggy. It looks like early in the morning, and that's a lot of moisture there. You can't even see the water from our tower camera there at Rehoboth Beach. So the fog is along the eastern seaboard now. It's going to continue to stay there tonight, but then it'll start to move out as our winds shift a little bit off to the south. But looking live, some other numbers. This is, of course, at National Harbor. We're still in the mid-70s at Reagan National, 72 Gaithersburg. Widespread 70s for us. Ocean City is at 65. That's down a few degrees from what it was a little bit earlier. But we have a lot of moisture that's down to the south. Here's the remnants of Alberto that's spinning around here through parts of Tennessee and into sections of Kentucky. That's going to work on up. We're not going to see the heart of that storm. That's going to stay well off to our west. But the moisture, that's going to switch, and we're going to see things change up. So let's get right to your futurecast. We're dry out there tonight. Got some breaks in those clouds. Clouds are going to fill in, though. So by tomorrow morning, some scattered showers around the region. Nothing heavy, nothing that I'd be concerned about, certainly not severe weather. And as we get into the day, consider it cloudy, generally speaking. We'll see off and on showers. So like this map shows, here's noon. You get these blips of green. You're not getting rain all day long. If you work outside, I think you'll have plenty of time when it's not raining, but prepare for there to be times that it will rain. So for example, like let's say this cell verified exactly as is. Well, underneath this part where you have the yellows and the oranges, that's where you'll get the heavy rain, possibly some lightning, and then it will pass on by. Storms tomorrow generally moving from the south up to the north, and we will see some heavier times, so your drive home certainly could have some of those rain showers, but the severe component for us does not look very strong. So we're not worried about that. But man, look at this. This is future rainfall through Sunday, not tomorrow, through Sunday. So we pretty much have rain chances every day this week, and we may add easily an additional 2 to 4 inches to the rain bucket widespread around the area on top of ground that we just don't need it. We're not in a drought situation whatsoever. So it's just going to be another week It's off and on, rain showers. It could be localized areas that are heavy. We'll keep our eyes on that for you. Increasing clouds, got the big full moon out there tonight. Temperatures not moving far from where they are currently. Mid 70s to about 80 degrees tomorrow. Scattered showers and storms. I think right around 78 degrees is what we'll go with here around the D.C. metro. Then 84 on Thursday, 90 on Friday. Not only are we getting the moisture, we're getting the southerly wind, humidity levels. It is going to get very sticky, especially Thursday and into Friday with those dew points in the mid 70s, guys. That's like Bayou style. I mean, I'm not going to candy coat it. It's going to get real sticky.
Cut it with a knife.
There it is.
All right, Bill, thanks. You know, she made history when she announced that she had adopted a baby girl.
And now hear from Mayor Muriel Bowser about how she's settling into her newest job, mom. And as we head to break, a live look at the Empire State Building. It's lit up in the colors of the French flag in recognition of the French Open.